Okay, I think we're good to go. Okay, what got you interested in coaching?
Well, I want to go like pro.
Uh-huh.
Like Overwatch League is kind of a dream, you know,
Yeah.
and contenders is a thing I think is pretty much achievable. Like
Uh-huh.
in the not right now, but you know what I mean.
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
yeah, I
Makes
just
sense.
want to do it, faster and make sure that I go in the right path.
Sure. Sure. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Well, what's your Overwatch background? When did you start playing the game?
Uh, I had like 15 hours played in Overwatch 1, like overall, and then Overwatch 2 came out. I'm like, this is a pretty good game. uh, so I tried out, and I tried to become a pro in Valorant and other games.
Yeah.
It didn't like worked out, but I think here I have more chances. I have more experience like in games and with shooters like FPS genre, you know.
Okay. Okay. So how long have you been playing Overwatch?
Uh, well, since Overwatch 2 came out,
Okay.
uh,
What about
like
Overwatch
all,
1?
all the seasons, Overwatch 1 like 15 hours
Okay.
overall.
Okay.
Like I was gold and didn't play at all.
Okay, okay, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Well, cool. Looking forward to it then. So you're on the grind. How you've been enjoying Overwatch 2? I assume obviously you've been enjoying it quite a bit.
Oh, I've been enjoying it a lot. It's
GM1,
really
nice.
fun.
That's quite a climb. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What about Overwatch 2 do you enjoy a lot?
Uh, I think I enjoyed the most like over FPS games because aim is not as important. I mean, of
Uh,
course you need it. Like, of course you need to be good, but like Valorant and like over competitive shooters, it's not like the only thing you need.
right, right. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more dynamic to it. I mean, I'm with you as well. For me, Overwatch was like, I tried Genji and I was like playing Zenyatta and on. I'm like, oh my gosh, these heroes are so much fun. They just felt so unique.
Yeah,
Um,
it's also like a new character is like a new experience. It's like always something new.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I see that you're a flex support player. What got you started on that path? Because that's actually my role when I used to play.
Oh well, when I started, I really liked Hanzo.
Hmm.
I was a one trick. I got to diamond on GPS, like the first season or like season 0 of
Yeah,
Overwatch 2.
yeah.
And then like Kiriko, I tried to play her and I really like her like kunai mechanic.
Hmm.
And then like I'm playing Kiriko non-stop and then like why not try over supports? And then it turned out to be really fun.
What's your favorite right now?
Uh, I don't think I have one honestly.
Mm. They're all really
I really like
enjoyable.
Zen. I really like Zen, but I'm shit at Zen right now. I'm practicing on my second account.
What rank?
But it's low jam, but
Okay. Not that much behind. Okay, fair enough. All right, well, cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know which one I like, but I mean, I think Zen's probably my favorite, but Anna's really, really good too. I haven't had a chance to play much Kiriko, but she's pretty enjoyable. I think Batiste is fun. Obviously, we'll see how this new support plays out. It's about, yeah, I mean, it feels like there's a lot of mechanics involved, but also like not just mechanics, like you were saying as well. So, yeah, okay. So you're GM1 now. Goal is contenders, and maybe Overwatch League is like a dream. So basically just improving yourself to get to that point. What's your play schedule looking like right now? How much do you play? How many hours a
uh,
day?
I play like 5 hours a day,
Okay.
including scrims. Plus, I try to VOD review myself,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like not more than 30 minutes a day
Okay.
usually.
Okay. So 5 hours a day. So is that not? You said not including scrims?
Including scrims.
Including
So it's like
scrims.
3 hours of ranked and 2 hours of
Okay. That's pretty
scrims.
good. That's actually pretty good. How often do you scrimmage right now?
Uh, they have a pretty weird schedule right
Mm.
now, but we try to get like 3 or 4 scrims. Like this is pretty good for us,
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 scrims a week.
Yeah. That's solid. That's solid. Okay. And then on days where you don't have scrimmage, is that like 4 or 5 hours of ranked?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
I
Makes
just play
sense.
more ranked.
Do you ever play less or more ranked than around 4 or 5 hours?
Uh, what? I didn't
Do you
hear
play less or more ranked than 4 or 5 hours? Do you ever play like 2 hours some days or like 8 hours some days?
Well, I try to play minimum 3 hours. I have days when I'm like a bit lazy or I have stuff to do,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's 3 hours minimum.
Okay. Okay.
And if I play more than 5 hours, I usually just play for fun because over than 5 hours, I'm just I can't do shit.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, right now your training schedule sounds really good. I don't have a lot of critiques. I think playing 2 or 3 hours of ranked. Okay, here's one little thing. When do you scrimmage? Like, do you play ranked then scrim, or do you scrim then ranked, or do a little bit of both, or what?
It usually depends on the day, but more often than not, it's just 3 hours of ranked and then scrims.
Mm-hmm.
Because after scrims, it's like 3 a.m. on my side. So
got it. I might do on yours. I don't know. I would play it by ear. I'd see how you feel. My only concern is that, like, obviously if scrims are your most important time, by the time that you get to scrims, you might already be a little bit tired from 3 hours of rank. So
no, I'm fine.
You're fine?
I'm fine.
Okay. Well, then we're good to go. I mean, I think for the most part, your training is pretty good. Do you do any warm-up, aim training, anything like that?
Yeah, I do like 30 minutes of Aksta before rank.
Okay.
And during queues.
Okay. How has that been working for you?
I just use it as a warm-up. I don't have like aim routine, no colleagues, or no that stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just don't feel like it works out for me.
I agree. I would say maybe 30 minutes for warm-up is probably a little bit extreme then. If you could cut down on that time, that would be optimal. Now, you're going to need like a minimum amount of time for you to actually feel warm and alert. I don't know how long that will be, but I feel that 30 minutes is probably too long. So what I would do is I'd see if you can get away with 25. I'd see if you can get away with 20. And then if that ends up being, okay, it's not so good, I don't feel warm yet, then you could go back. But, you know, all about, if you're going to be doing this on a daily basis, even saving 5 or 10 minutes is probably worth trying. Okay, and then I also recommend for you between queues, if you can, maybe not every game, but between as many queues as you can, getting up and like just stretching your legs and getting away from the computer, even if it's just for like 1 minute, right? When you're playing for long periods of time, tiny little breaks like that will just help you to refresh your focus and refresh your energy. Make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so let me just type this up. Try shortening warm-up slightly. Take tiny breaks between queues when you can. I'd rather you do that than play Vaxa, to be honest with you, because at that point you're already warm. You don't need Vaxa. Okay, any questions so far?
No, not really.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so honestly, your training time looks pretty good for the most part. Not a surprise that you got to where you are right now. Hero pool is fine. Now, what are you playing right now in scrimmages? What comps are you guys running?
We run. I think we have 3 comps. We have a brawl with Ram.
Yeah. So BAP, I assume.
Yeah, BAP. I play BAP. I play Zen on the sniper maps.
Yeah.
The Sigma double sniper.
Yeah.
And the ball on everything else.
Okay. And then what are you playing with the ball comps?
Kiri.
Okay. Do you usually just mirror in ranked and just try and throw Ana in when you can? Like just play the same stuff in ranked?
Well, I usually play Ana just to have some practice on her.
Yeah.
Like, who knows when she becomes meta. I've already seen people play her a lot.
Yeah.
But we don't play double flex support unless it's a double sniper map. So...
Yeah, and you'd probably be on Zen if you were on double flex.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I think, honestly, outside of the 2 little adjustments I gave you there, your hero pool, your training schedule, everything looks tight. I don't really have a whole lot to give there, which makes sense. You know, like you're GM1 for a reason. Okay. So last question for me. Oh, well, actually, okay, so the sleep looks pretty good. Is it consistently 7 to 8?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then we're good to go. Just make sure that it stays there. What do you feel is holding you back from improving? I think that it's mostly mechanics, but I also lack experience against certain compositions. Elaborate a little bit, please.
When we play Scrim, sometimes when like I remember we played against Ball, Tracer, Sombra comp.
Yep.
I just felt lost. I didn't know what to do.
Sure.
Like I had no idea. I was either getting farmed by enemies or I was just staying AFK like as far as possible.
Yeah.
Which is obviously not optimal. So
no. Okay. We'll look at that then. Do you have some VODs either from scrims or ranked versus comps like that?
No.
Tragic.
It was like once, but
okay. So we can maybe talk about it with like using like Microsoft Paint or something like that. Kind of draw it up a little bit, give you some tips. But that's a little unfortunate. Okay, and then mechanics. We just need more practice or what?
I just feel like if I hit more shots, I win like a lot more games.
Yeah.
Especially on my Kiri. I think my hit scans like Ana and Bap are fine, but Kiri feels bad.
Yeah. What I would say right now is that your training schedule right now, I would predict that your mechanics will continue to improve. Right now, what you're doing, I think you just need to continue doing what you're already doing. Like you're a noob, really. Like you're playing at right now like GM1 versus players that have been playing and been Grandmaster for ages and ages and ages and ages, right? So you just need to keep practicing. Just need to keep practicing and making sure that you're getting enough sleep, making sure that you're, you know, being efficient with your training time, and then just it will get better over time. I think what you're doing right now, your mechanics will continue to improve though. So don't worry too much about it. Okay, any questions before we hop into gameplay?
No.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Do you want to look at, like, do you want to talk about the composition that we were, the you said, was it Sombra Tracer?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And then you were playing what hero in that comp?
I was playing Kiri.
Okay, so Kiri.
Viran, I think it was like a mirror, but we had a Sojourn, Tracer, and they had Sombra Tracer.
Yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. You know what? I'm not gonna do this. I want you to, the next time that this happens, whether it's in scrims or in ranked, send me the code and give me a few timestamps, like 4 timestamps, okay, from like different fights where you felt like lost or confused, and I'll give you some feedback later. I'd rather have gameplay to do it over, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No problem.
Do you have another code that we can look over?
Yeah. It's just a ranked game.
Okay, K54.
I played Kiri.
KB8. Right. K54, K58. Oh, KB8. Whoops. K54, KB8. There you go. Okay. Start the stream here.
Now enter. Ready for battle.
And at the rate we're going right now, we might have time for a little bit of another code as well, because we're brisking through pretty quickly.
Right.
Let me check the audio. How's the audio for you right now? Let me just play it for a second. Too loud? Too quiet?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so what, are there anything? I mean, you've been at GM1, you've been working through Grandmaster, you've been scrimmaging a lot. So I imagine there's been different things in your gameplay that you've been working on, practicing with, like, let's say Kiri. What have those been?
I had a lot of problems with my Suzu usage at the start. I was either just missing or mistiming them like a lot.
Okay.
This was like the main thing. And sometimes I was being like overly aggressive. I was taking too much angles when I didn't need to, or I didn't have an opportunity when I play like Lucio.
Yeah.
So we have no heals, my team just dies.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen as much in scrims because I know like I have to play for the team.
Yeah.
But it happens in ranked quite like a lot still.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's gonna be times too as well where, like, I mean, the comps that you're running Kiriko with, maybe now you don't have as much demand for it, but like, let's say you guys in scrims would ever pick up like a Kiri on a comp, or would it play like Kiri Lucio? Like, if you guys would ever play like Kiri Lucio with like a Doomfist or like a Wrecking Ball, then you would need to learn how to, when I can take angles and when I can actually do stuff with it, right? Okay, so you've been working on Suzu usage, been working on like your greed on angles. Anything else?
I think that's like the biggest things.
Sure. And how has that practice been going? Have you improved at those things in the last few weeks or what?
I think my Suzus became more consistent.
Okay. What do you think was the problem there? Was it just needed to put more attention to it, or like need to be thinking about ultimates or what?
No, I mean like missing them, like not missing.
Oh, like actually
not
just
only
missing.
mistiming, but actually just missing them. Yeah.
Oh, mechanics, like literally just mechanically missing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I was mistiming them too. Like, of course, this was happening, but not as much.
Okay, interesting. Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that's getting better. Okay, so we'll take a look. Do you remember this match? How long ago was this?
2 hours ago.
2 hours ago. So why did you pick this code? Particular reason, or just it was a good game? I figured we'd take a look.
I think it was just a overall game where like I didn't felt useless. Yeah. But I felt like I was doing some weird stuff, especially at the start.
Okay.
I just felt like we won, but I felt like I could do a much better job of literally everything I was doing.
Okay, we'll take a look then. Obviously, just if you have any questions, just let me know.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk. So, like, I look at your comp. And I do think that there's going to be some freedom for you to be taking angles and putting up pressure, right? You've got a pocketed Sojourn, you have a Hanzo, you have a Doomfist. Doomfist won't demand as much healing as other tanks will, so there will be more freedom for you to be taking angles and doing things like that. In addition, they have a comp like with Cass on a Widowmaker especially, where you will be rewarded if you can to take angles. Now, here's the tricky thing. If you are the enemy composition, right? Who are you going to be diving? Likely.
I would go for Hanzo.
Right. So then what's the play here? Can you play with Hanzo to peel him off now? Is that something that you could do right now?
I think he doesn't need it right now because Doomfist is disrupting enemies.
Right. The other tricky thing is then is there any benefit for you being up here when they have like a Widowmaker, for example? It's kind of awkward, right?
I think not really.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Okay. Well, that simplifies things.
Oh,
there
yeah,
it is.
Stuff like that happens.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you pushed up with him, just kind of trolling. So I really think here, at this point in time, I would be migrating this direction with Rat.
I want to create like a crossfire on them.
Yes, but
I also wanted to have an angle on the Widow to mark her.
Sure. I think you just need to be careful about that is all. I think you just need to be careful about that. I mean, I understand the crossfire, but you have to be careful. And then obviously for you to drop out of this, look at where it places you.
Yeah, not the best.
Not the best, right? Not the best. So like once you're here, it's like, well, I can play here and then I can drop and then I have Hotel to play around with. You've kind of launched yourself. Oh no, these Suzus. You weren't kidding about this.
Yeah, I wasn't. It was happening a lot more before, but now it's like, I think it's just the only time this happens, like the first one and the second one.
But obviously something that still needs to be practiced. You know, I mean, everyone's got a unique problem, you know? It's fine.
I'm picking when I'm poisoned. It's not the smartest thing to do.
I mean, you kind of have to, you know? Like, it's like, this fight's, you have to make something happen, you know? Because this fight's lost if you guys don't do anything, so it's like, whatever. Yeah, whoa! Oh, unlucky. For the most part, just we needed to hit our Suzus, and I'm wondering about the initial positioning. We have lots of time, so let's just keep watching. If you have any questions, just let me know, but I'm not going to sit here and obsess over details.
Can I take angle here with Junkrat?
Yes.
Just TP to him and play with him?
Yes, of course. Of course. I mean, this is what you have to think about. It's like, right now, do I get my pressure for healing my Doomfist on main or taking an angle and assisting my Junkrat? You know, like, what's the higher risk, higher reward play? Who's going to demand support more?
Doomfist needs more help, I think.
Okay.
I mean, he has his ultimate, but...
Right. It's tricky, though. You see what I'm saying, though, right? Because, like, Doomfist is going to need the healing more, potentially, but Junkrat's going for the more aggressive play. So, if Junkrat survives here, I think he's got a real chance of winning. I don't know. This one's 50-50 for me.
I don't feel like I should have been teleporting to him up there. I would just die with him.
With the Doomfist?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, I mean, optimally, the Suzu, again, hits just a little bit sooner, right? As soon as that bubble breaks, like, I think launching it... I mean, it has to be, like, pixel perfect, like, right now. Just, like, half a second too late, you know? Just half a second too late. because you have to look at your hero as like you have two things, right? You're okay at healing, but also you need to be you have like that mobility that you can leverage by playing on an off angle and assisting somebody on that off angle. It's kind of like that Hanzo example that we gave earlier, but obviously like it wasn't as good. But now like this Junkrat, the Hanzo, is going quite aggressively on flanks. And it's like, is it worth the return on investment for you to leave your Doomfist for a period of time? I don't think so right now, but I think we need to be looking for that moving forward.
Right. But it's also 1 pixel of quality.
What's that?
Like, but stream quality.
Oh, yeah,
During the FIFA, it's like 1 pixel, it's
yeah, the bit rate, yeah.
a bit scuffed.
Okay. Good Kitsune. Wait a second, what happens here? Not worth. That's Suzu.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with Kitsune, you got to be so careful, right? Because the regen isn't going to be enough to compensate for not having it. So you got to be really careful. Because now it's like, oh snap, you know?
Yeah, and we needed it where we got ancient, but
Yeah. Not great. You know, I'm trying to think about this as a whole.
I was thinking like just get the guy back into fight, but so he like can fight with Kitsune.
Yeah, but obviously you know you're gonna need it because you got two people in the spawn, right? You just need to basically play for time, try and heal him up. If he gets naded or if he gets critical, then maybe we have to Suzu him as he slept. But as it is now, it's like I don't know. Okay.
We've got this.
Go with
Should they be
Junkrat
on
here.
the high ground?
Yeah. Go Junkrat here, just to start, and then decide from there. Because you could see it right now. Because there's a real potential here that your Junkrat's going to have to drop from high ground.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry about that. You should be able to keep him.
I was afraid of the Widow just looking at the high ground.
I mean, ironically though, you're peeking here. We have a much higher chance of actually dying to the Widowmaker. If you clear the high ground, do you want to peek from here? I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure if that's optimal or not. But certainly you can at least be here to assist this guy, get rid of this guy, and then make the decision about whether you want to drop or not.
Right.
So it's kind of like, what's the most important fight right now? I think it's Junkrat for Winston. I think if your Junkrat has to drop, now that Winston can hold space, and now your Junkrat, who probably, well, why is your Junkrat here? I mean, think about it. Why is he here?
He's controlling space.
Right, he's controlling space. He's either thinking, I think that Winston's going to try and dive our backline from high ground, so I'm going to stop him from doing that, which is helpful for you. Or he's thinking, I'm going to let cart push and then look for an assassination on these guys, right? Or maybe both. But now he can't do either, right? Now your Doomfist is then going to go afterwards, but we should have been there to start. That's kind of my point.
Right.
And then like even here, I'm like, yeah, okay, so this is okay, actually here's an interesting question. Where should you be now? Where should you be now?
On the high ground?
Okay. Would you be peeking Widow at that point in time?
Yeah, I tried to contest her.
Maybe, right?
Because she's like close in the small room.
Sure. So if you knew Widow was there, now what if Widow was back here? Or what if you didn't know where Widow was? Where would you go?
To like this small corridor.
Sure. I think what you're doing is probably fine, but you need to be kind of on the lookout, right? So I hear Widow up top. Doomfist is in. I'm in. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I die a lot when I do that. I don't think it happens here, but sometimes it does.
Do you die from getting shot or what?
Uh, different. I suppose I can just get slapped and killed afterwards.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
not here, but like anything can happen
Sure.
to me because I mistime my Suzus or go too aggressive
Sure.
because of that.
Sure. I think for me, one of the things I'd be concerned about doing this is if you peek this here and spam, if you're going to have to TP away, right?
Yeah, I was waiting to flank the Widow.
Sure.
Who would be just scoping me.
Right. So then my
wasn't spamming.
my problem then is if you get your TP forced before the fight starts, then that's a window for them to push. So I actually think maybe this is okay, but when you go is going to be very important. You know, it's actually funny. This is like really risky, but this is actually pretty well timed, right? Do you have to act? Do you see how like their attention is kind of split here? If you were to go DPS Kiriko, this is the time to go. What I thought you were going to do is I thought that you were going to peek into their spawn, throw some kunai, and then TP out, and then give them the opportunity to push you afterwards, right? This is okay. If you look carefully though, here, watch this. You could have been here too. You know what I'm saying?
Doomfist?
You could have been up here with the Doom. You kind of see what I'm saying?
But like, if I'm here with Doomfist, I can just jump. 5 people jump on us, right?
Yes.
And our backline can't really help us a lot.
Well, your Sojourn can see, right? And you're just hiding. If they scout you, yes, you have to leave. But they're going to have to use their cooldowns to force you out. And so then if you use your TP, they've had to use jump for TP. You'll take that trade, right? Just burn some time.
Right.
What I'm asking for is, do you have to play with Doomfist here? No. Do you have to play with Junkrat and High Ground? No.
No.
But it's like these windows where you can be setting up these angles like this right here, but not just doing it by yourself. It's that extra bonus because you can heal and damage, whereas from here you can only damage. Now, does that mean you should never play by yourself on a flank? No. But if you see somebody else taking a flank as well, playing with them is generally the better decision as Kiriko.
So it's like to go. So it's better to take angles with someone usually.
If you can. If nobody's taking angles, then taking angles by yourself is good. Or if you're like, I really like this angle for me and nobody's here, then that's okay. But it's just something to consider.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, maybe we're a little early in the Suzu here as well.
I just was afraid of a Widow scope shot.
I mean, she's SMGing.
Yeah. Wasn't the best thing.
Because actually, I feel like you could have stayed there longer, honestly. This is kind of what I'm talking about right now. Is it a little bit risky to go in here? Yeah, but you probably had a pretty good idea that there were no enemies here. So you're like, hey, I'm gonna go help my Junkrat and take this angle myself again. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Nice. Careful. I mean, I like the aggression, you know? I like that. I think the aggression can also be interpreted in like how you're supporting somebody with healing as well, though. That's
Yeah.
What did you hit your head on? That's so annoying.
That's like a little tube or something.
Oh no, disaster. Okay, well.
Yeah, because
Okay.
if I would be on that high ground, I wouldn't die to Monkey.
Yeah,
Unless
you
I jump into the Sojourn and try to help her. But
yeah,
I wasn't thinking about it.
Nah.
We're a few punks short of a game right now.
So some of those mistakes just need to improve. Like, I'm trying to like give you some goals right here. Besides just hit your Suzu and don't hit your head on a pipe. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and then obviously here, like this is not. I'm not sure exactly what your Mercy's doing, but this is like terrible. You know, what I mean, you kind of see what I'm saying. Like, why are both?
Should do Sojourn.
Right. Well, but I'm not necessarily blaming you for this, though. I guess
We're a few punks.
you roll out left side, your Mercy goes here. I'm like,
Watch here.
I think this is not your mistake, but you can understand the concept of why this isn't good. Like, you have picked an angle, your Mercy picks the same angle, and now you have a DPS and a tank on the other side of the map with 0 pocket whatsoever. You know? This isn't your fault, but I might be thinking at this point in time to like actually TP across and assist these guys. I mean, look at this. Your Sojourn takes 1 body shot and she's done. Meanwhile, this monkey gets to force TP and forces you and Mercy into spawn, and your Junkrat's still going to die. Oh, he should have died. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. Probably just Suzu out, or Kitsune, excuse me. I mean, that's the thing. Now we have to like actually use our TP to get out of spawn. You got her. Nice. Nice. Oh no. Good. Get the Ana. Oh, you got it. Nice shots. That's harder than it looks, you know? Especially with that hitbox. Okay, keep watching.
I do the same thing.
Well, I mean, this is going to be questionable because you're doing the same thing. And the other thing as well is, like, you're almost like a tracer now, to where you're kind of going for your own flank, but you're not really paying attention. If I turn around, what am I going to see in your team?
My team is in the spawn near the card.
You know, you could just sense it. You know, you could just sense that you were by yourself. Your team is not even on the corner. Wait, now we got Doom, maybe. But I guess with context here, what would have been better?
Just staying with Doomfist.
Sure, staying with Doomfist. Maybe playing up top here, healing from there. There's Winston jump. Maybe now I go to Doomfist and go for Ana. I don't know. This is timed pretty well though. I mean, you do a good job like forcing Winston jump and then TPing out. So honestly, not bad. I'm just a little bit concerned about like how far you were in relation to your team, right? But honestly, not too bad. No, you need to trust that he's gonna get out. You can't use that there. Wall climb up. Wall climb up. Nice shots. Nice shots. Careful, I wouldn't peek anymore. That pipe, man.
Oh.
Probably didn't need that. Yeah, see, so your Suzus are a bit of a mess so far. Even the ones that you're hitting. I think we've seen probably 5 or 6 Suzus that either didn't make a lot of sense. We'll talk more about it at halftime. Again, right now, right before you peek here, turn around. Okay.
I know when my Doomfist is close.
Okay, so. But this is what we don't want to do. Don't peek here.
Yeah, the moment I realize I have 5 people looking at me, I'm going back.
But you've given away your element of surprise.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it's not really a surprise if it's like the 3rd time it happens.
True.
I guess.
True. So then what's the value out of doing it? Isn't it more of a risk at that point? Right.
Yeah, there's no value.
So, something to consider. So we do back off. Okay, let's watch this again. These Suzus.
I was afraid of the dragon.
I mean,
I heard the dragon. I thought the dragon is coming to him, but like, it's not gonna save him anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah. Because then, as soon as I see that Suzu, this TP is bat crap insane. This is not worth doing. Because at this point in time, you're like, okay, I've messed up my Suzu, right? What should you be doing right now?
Making sure that no one follows up for Monkey.
Right. Let your Sojourn die. If she dies, she dies. You know what I'm saying? You got a Valkyrie Mercy. You just killed the Ana. You're fine. You're fine. Maybe TP to like Rat here and then wall climb and go help Doomfist. Right? This is crazy. I mean, you save your Sojourn, but it's crazy. 9 times out of 10.
Valk, so it's not that bad, maybe.
That's true. That's true. The Valk is helpful there. Still, not the best. Okay.
Yeah, if you didn't have Valk, all of us are dead probably.
Yeah. I guess my question is, did you make that decision because of Valk, or was it
No,
just right?
no.
So then there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Surely, surely they know. They know. Do they know? This is well timed. Ah!
This is a mess.
No! No, you're crazy. Okay, I will say this little thing with Kiriko, with your mechanics. When you get in these situations where you're like, obviously like a bunch of crap is happening, take a second between your shots. You know what I'm saying? Take like just a quarter of a second just to aim a little bit. Don't hold down the button, you know, in situations like this. Because I feel like if you gave yourself just a little bit more time to aim, like literally a tenth of a second, you'd hit more of these shots. Also, be cautious about the W key, right? What you're doing right now.
I think I wasn't thinking at all at that moment. I just wanted to kill, and I thought that maybe Doomfist will follow up, but
yeah. Well, that's
it's
the
just
thing.
not good. I wasn't aware of my team.
That's the thing. That's the thing is we want you thinking a little bit in these moments because we need to break these habits. Because it's like ultimately we want you just aiming and not thinking, right? But right now, when you're aiming and not thinking, you tend to press W and just hold down the mouse button. We need to break those, not break those two habits, but we need to change those two habits to where you're considering your positioning more and that you're actually like selectively taking shots more. So you might need to slow down just a little bit and think a little bit more with you aim. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because this is so scary. This is.
It's cat and mouse games.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly the idea is really okay. So I'm not picking at the idea of what you just did. I'm picking at the execution, right? I'm picking at how you position, how you use your mouse one, and that sort of thing. If you want to do that, I'm down. Just don't make it better than that, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So what are you seeing so far? What are some skills that need to be worked at?
Suzu usage, absolutely.
What about your Suzu usage?
Just think more on who do I use it and when do I use it. Just like I don't need to like use it pre-fight. I also need to make sure that I don't rely on my ultimate too much to get the second one.
Right. It feels like you haven't improved at this, but obviously it's there's still a lot of room for growth, I guess I would say. A lot of room for improvement. So what I would do is I would work at it like you would any other skill. When you see a little bit more improvement, then move on to the next thing. I don't expect yourself to get perfect Suzu usage because it's going to take too long to do that, but just trying to get a little bit better than where we're at right now. And then from there, you know, we will work on other things. So is there anything else that you see?
It feels like I just need to think more. Like positioning sometimes is scuffed.
In what way?
Like you said, pressing W.
Okay.
Like I just need to be aware of where my team is if I'm going for an angle to make sure I can TP out safely.
Aware of teams positioning. You said something interesting. You said you just need to think more. When's a good time to think?
Every time.
Sure.
Like always during the game.
Sure, but
I shouldn't be autopiloting.
Sure. You should be focusing on something specifically, right? But in the middle of it, when you're focusing on hitting shots, things get kind of chaotic, right? And brain kind of turns off. So then, when you're thinking about, like, let's say, awareness of your team's positioning, thinking about your positioning, and so on. When is a good time to do that? In other words, when is a good time to really focus?
I guess when I have time for it, just before the fight.
Sure. Thinking before fight. Are you familiar with the sport baseball, the American sport baseball?
No.
Okay. So basically, the idea is that, like, you know, you hit the ball or whatever with a bat, and you take the ball and you throw it to first base, second base, third base, or whatever. You try and get somebody out, right? And I used to play in the infield, and my dad would always say when I played, he'd be like, you should always try to know where you're going to throw the ball before the ball is even hit. And And I think for you, consider that with your positioning. When you get downtime, think about what are they going to do? Where do I need to be? What do I want to accomplish, right? And do that when you have the time to think, not when the ball's being hit or when the play has started and stuff is already getting chaotic and trying to think then. You should already know what you have to do. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like planning before the fight.
Yeah, just minor little plans, just a little bit of planning here. Like if you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna go spawn peek here. Who am I gonna TP to? When would be a good time to go? And just that alone, or like, you know, where is my team position, right? Answer those questions, and I think these plays look a lot more comfortable. I don't think you're playing Kiriko wrong. I think you're playing the hero correctly. Obviously, you're playing it well, I think well in a lot of ways, but things like just being aware of that stuff. And then I think, as like you said, the Suzu, keep practicing mechanics and when to use it. Okay, any questions so far?
No.
Okay, it's been a little bit of a slow review, but we still have more footage to look at. So if any questions come up, just let me know.
Right.
Now, this is going to
should be with my Junkrat, I think.
Right. This is exactly what we're talking about, right? Because like you are going to have to be, if Junkrat, for example, were to get hacked here, he's already dead. Right now, it's the Doomfist that's getting hacked. But my point is that you need to try and predict where this Sombra is going to be. You need to try and be on the angle, assisting whoever's on the angle. Like that Sombra should have to go, do I hack the Mercy and get a Sojourn in my face? Do I hack the Junkrat and get a Kiriko in my face? There should be no free hacks for her, right? There should never be somebody that's completely isolated by themselves. And exactly that's what you're saying. Be with the Junkrat. Take the angle with the Junkrat. Because this is the problem, right? He's stuck, he can't do anything, and then you have to TP and Suzu to him, right? When you should have just been with him to begin with, right? And then you can always use your TP and Suzu away. Turn to junk, turn to junk, turn to junk, turn to junk, turn to junk. Oh no, we're just forgetting our Junkrat. Yeah, I mean, look at this. This is good, right? This is good. The only thing I would say though is this is where a little bit of the selfishness kicks in, just a tad, because watch what happens right behind you.
Junkrat is going in.
He's going in, right? If you're here, both of those supports are dead. You know what I'm saying? Both of those supports are dead. Now, theoretically, this Cassidy should be dead as well, and you are helping your Doomfist at the same time, right? This is fine. But here's my question. Who is going for the more aggressive play right now?
Junkrat.
Pretty clearly Junkrat, right? So who's going to need the help and who's going to benefit from the help more? Right?
Junkrat.
Right. So then this is where like that awareness of what's going on, whether it's the Junkrat pushing high ground on third point or the Doomfist, staging on second point or whatever, it's like the awareness of this is going to allow you to know who you can help. Because if you go up here and you Suzu this Junkrat and you start shooting people, you will kill both of these guys, and then your Doomfist might not even die. And then if he does die, who cares? You guys are in a great position. This Cassie dies, and so on. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep.
So it's like, why were you not there to help him? I think you weren't paying. I don't think you knew that he was there. I think it's a little bit of a loss of...
wasn't.
Right. And I think that's the skill that you need to practice. It's not, help your flankers more. I think you just need to be aware of where your DPS are. It's a great Suzu. Very nicely done. And again here. Like as soon as you get that Suzu off, you heal, turn around. Where's my Junkrat? What's going on around me? Just what's going on around me, Even if it's not Junkrat, what if it's Doomfist? Yeah. Yep, now he's good. Okay, this is where things get really crazy, okay? If you had been with Junkrat to begin with, then you would not have been, oh shoot, TPing out, right? You would have just been here shooting and clearing out the Sombra, right? You would have been here. So if you'd been here, then Junkrat walks up, and you would have had your TP. And if you'd had your TP, you would have been able to save your Doomfist. You kind of see this? It's like you're one step behind. You're slow to react to Junkrat, and because you're slow to react to Junkrat, you're slow to react to Doomfist, and so on. You're always like one step behind. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Suzu is like, I mean, it's there. You tried, you know, but it's just not. It's not when it needs to be. Good. Complete chaos. I think the Suzu missed. But probably okay. Nice. All right. Let's keep watching. Again here, just a quick check. You know? It's like clockwork, you know? You know what's gonna happen. You know it. Is it gonna be a problem? Because even if you're like, I want to play here, you need to be thinking, you know, like, you know, every couple of seconds, just to give a quick check. Oh, nice. Huge. Huge. Where's the rat? Where's the rat? Where's the rat? Where's the rat? Nice. We're good. We're good. We're good. I wonder where that Sombra is. It's probably sitting on cart, yeah. No! Okay, what's the issue here? What's the issue?
I'm alone.
Okay,
And
well,
I don't know where Sombra is, and if Sombra was there, I would just get hacked and die even faster.
Probably true, probably true. But I think the issue isn't even that complicated. If I'm the enemy team, who do I have to worry about right now?
No one. Well, except for me, I guess.
Just you, right? A little bit of Sojourn, but your team wasn't even remotely engaged, right? So if you're gonna go for a flank like this, you wait, you wait, you wait, you wait, you wait, then you go, right? Kind of like what you're doing over here sometimes, right? You were almost never the first person out of this choke, right? You were waiting. This time you didn't wait, so you get focused down and get killed. Because like, what can your team really do about this? You know?
Nothing.
Nothing, really. So you said, "Oh, I'm alone." Well. Yeah, but sometimes that's okay, right? Sometimes that's okay. It's not always, you know, you have to follow your junk around always. If you see a really good opportunity, I'm okay with that, right? I don't want to give you a rule. You're not allowed to ever solo flank. That's false. However, if you're gonna solo flank, you have to follow the rules of a flanker. If a Tracer peaked here, or a Cassidy peaked here, or a Hanzo peaked here, this would be feeding. Just because you have a TP doesn't make this not feeding, because even if you get out here, it probably costs you your TP and your Suzu. And you have almost zero chance of getting a kill because you went too early. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like Kiriko has to like know how a Tracer needs to think, you know, because you have opportunities to go for plays like that. But if you're not doing it correctly, then you're cooked. Okay, Mercy needs help right now. What should I be checking immediately?
Look to the left.
Look to the left.
For my Doomfist and Chunkatus.
And there it is. All right. Nope, 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 nope. Only W key. All right. This Junkrat's gonna die. No, this guy's cracked. This poor rat. He's got no health. Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's doing all the work without your help. Oh, huge punch from your Doom. And again though, like the Junkrat's on the flank, doing the thing on his own. All right. You got it. Let's see it. Nice shot. Nice shot. Oh no. Res. Nice. Oop. This Junkrat is just absolutely deadlifting. Oh! All her head hitbox is hidden. Maybe. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I believe. You almost got ult too. And you have Suzu. Nice. 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 I mean, honestly, after the Junkrat kind of won the flank, there wasn't a whole lot for you to do outside of just try and stay alive. You did a good job. Okay. Any questions so far?
Was there anything better to do than shoot the nano Pharah?
No, I don't think so. I think like I mean, obviously the nano does expire. You need to put pressure on her. I think if you hit a headshot there, she could maybe have died. So I think you did okay. I think you played reasonable enough. Because you couldn't TP away, right? Because you would have TP'd right in the middle of them. Now, is there any angle that you could be helping with or need to be helping right now?
No, I don't think.
No. So is this okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who in your team is engaged right now besides you?
Sojourn.
So is this okay in terms of timing?
I mean, it's better to have a Doomfist with us. But I think it's fine.
I think it's
she's
okay.
also pocketed, so she shouldn't die.
Yeah. I think this is okay. Like, this is one of those times where, like, again, this is why we have to know the rules, but we also know when we can break the rules, right? Your timing here is okay. This 1v1 is okay. Let's go. If you think that you can win the duel, I trust you. Uh-oh. I don't think that's good enough. But maybe. Controlling high ground? Alright. Yeah, see this is where I think just a little bit of return on investment thought. I think a little bit more map specific here, but nah, you know, it's just there's just
not likely I kill anyone anyways.
Yeah, not likely at this angle, right? So then just heal and damage from here, you know, that's all.
Yep.
Suzu's close, but not quite. Good. Very nice. Still very winnable. This is exactly what we talked about with the Junkrat, right? Like, look. Look, you see it? There it is.
Yeah.
You did it. You know, that was good. Oh, honestly, I think probably worth the risk. Because if you're like, if I save Doomfist here, maybe he kills Cassidy and Ana. The Diva is dead, so this is probably safe. I think this is okay. I really do. There you go. You see what I mean, though, right? Like, I think, like, that TP play was okay because Diva's dead, and like, it was like, we needed to make the play. Nice. Where's my rat? Where's my rat? Okay, he's there. Oh. Use it. Careful, Widow! Oh, okay. Nice. Again, it feels like when you're with somebody, even if it's your Doom or Junk, it's good. Good awareness on the Junkrat. I would check the Junkrat again. You're crazy. Your Junkrat is just in their spawn. Okay, we're on the flank. You're on the flank, but you're actually like kind of with your Doom here, so this is cool. Careful. Careful. Probably didn't need to Suzu that one. Junkrat is still on the flank. This has been one of the strangest OT fights I think I've ever seen. Nice. Okay, there you go. So this is a cap. What are you seeing? Does this confirm our suspicions? Does it change our suspicions? What are some skills that you're seeing here?
I mean, the Suzu usage again.
Yes.
Wasn't the greatest.
Yes.
And I should be with Junkrat, I guess, most of the time.
I think pairing one with another. Looking for pairing flanks, angles more often. Because not only is it going to be like, okay, it's going to create angles for you to damage with, right? But it's going to be able to, you're going to support the most important engagement in the fight, right? Like that Junkrat diving on Ana's end, the Doomfist diving on Ana's end, the Junkrat on the flank dueling the Diva. Like that was the most impact that you could have had was right there. maybe not in terms of raw healing or in terms of raw damage, but in terms of like actual map control or actual kill threat, those were the duels right there. Now that Junkrat might be a Tracer or a Hanzo or a Cassidy, or it might be a Winston, right? But I think as long as you're looking for that, you're going to be in a good position. And I think part of the problem might have been is that you don't look for those as much when that person's a DPS versus a tank. What do you think?
Especially if it's not a Junkrat, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's true, yeah.
Okay, so I would keep an eye on that in your future games. Maybe it's just this one bad game or whatever. I mean, we just saw the one game, but I think it's something to kind of keep an eye on. So thinking pre-fight about your positioning, about who can I be assisting, who can I be pairing with, and then continuing to practice on your Suzu. Those are the big ones. The two little things with your maybe trying to shorten your warm-up slightly, taking tiny breaks in Q whenever you can. Those are the main ones. Any other skills that you think they need to practice? I think those are like the two or three for me, but anything else that you saw?
Well, you said already about the kunai, it just comes with time and practice.
Right.
So I think those are like the big ones.
Yep. I think that's more like giving you more insight about like playstyle adjustments, right? That from there you can kind of figure out what you need to be doing with Suzu and how you need to be doing with your TP as well. Because the other thing is you saw as well is if you start with that aggressive angle, then you don't have to worry about can I TP or Suzu to them safely. You're just already there, right? And then you can TP and Suzu away or whatever from there. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay, sounds good. If you do have any questions, just shoot me a message. And don't